Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Provision Studios. First off, if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. Here on this channel, we're simply here to build your skills and grow your vision as a filmmaker. So if you're into that, stick around. In this video today, I'm going to be kind of giving my opinion and kind of giving my perspective on using the Ursa Mini Pro 12K. And I kind of just want to share the pros and cons with you guys. Okay, cool. So first off, let's start off with the pros first before we get into the cons. One, you already know it's very easy to use. It's a Blackmagic camera, it's very simple. So the menu system, everything is great, just like how any other Blackmagic camera is out there. And if you want to learn how to use the Blackmagic camera and use the system and actually go through the menus, you can check out a ton of videos that's out there. The pro number two, it is really adaptable, right? No matter what scenario you're in and what situation you're in, you could piece it all together and basically use the camera for what you need it for. If you need it to be a run and gun camera, you can strip everything down and kind of go run and gun with it. If you need it to be a documentary style camera, you can rig it up for documentary filmmaking. And if you want it to be a sit down narrative in studio, like narrative filmmaking beast, like you can do that as well too. Teradex, wireless, video streaming, all that stuff. You can specifically do that and build out the camera specifically for what you need it for. So that's why I think that one of the pros is it's a camera that is adaptable, so yeah. And lastly, the last pro, which I think most likely a lot of people are watching this video for, is the quality of the camera. It is a true cinema camera. Internally, it has all pro level codecs, as far as like ProRes, and then also, oh, actually, no, it doesn't have ProRes in it. It has full Blackmagic RAW, which is a pro for me, but could be a con for you guys. But yes, the Ursa Mini Pro 12K, the quality out of this camera is like phenomenal. It's amazing. There's a lot of cameras that's out there that's amazing right now too. So I'm not gonna just say, oh, this one is better than that one. I'll just say the quality from this camera is amazing for what I need it for and what I want to use it for. And I think it's top of the line, just beautiful. All right, so now let's get to the cons. And I kind of wanted to end it with the cons. There's a lot of hype about cameras nowadays. And if you don't use a camera, you really don't understand what's some drawbacks for you, right? And so here are a few things that are cons for me. And then I realized that could be actually a con for a lot of people. The number one biggest con for me actually happened after I got home. There's a frame rate issue. And I don't know if Blackmagic actually addressed this or any other owner is having the same exact issue, but there's like a frame rate issue when you're off speeding, right? So basically off speeding is when you toggle the camera to record at a specific frame rate, but also play back at a specific frame rate. So at this point in time, I was recording at 120 frames per second, but the off speed was 24. So I wanted it to do the slow motion automatically in camera built in. And I noticed there was a lot of drop frames, right? The footage that I use is unusable. I can look at it and play it back, but when it comes to dropping it on a timeline, like you can literally see like every other frame is like completely like unusable and destroyed. I don't know what was the problem here, but when it comes to shooting in off speed at higher frame rates, you have to look out for drop frames. Also, the second con is actually attached to the second pro, which is adaptability. So if you do not rig this camera up for what you need it for, it could get in your way of shooting, which ultimately could become a con. And that's what happened to me on set. Because I didn't really have an understanding of what I wanted to use the camera for. I know I was filming a doc, but I also wanted to just test the camera out. So I didn't have the proper essentials and things that I needed. I just bought stuff that I rented out stuff that looked cool. So if you specifically want to use this camera for documentary filmmaking, get all the essential tools that's needed for documentary filmmaking. If you want to do narrative films, make sure you have all the stability, you have all of the key components to make your short. And if you want to do run and gun, you have to make sure you strip this camera down completely. This camera is not heavy, but once you add stuff on it, it gets hefty. And if you ain't got four arms like buff nerds, you might run into some, some handholding issues. And lastly, it doesn't have ProRes. But now, if you're using this camera for professional work and clients need their stuff like quick, you may not have the opportunity or the time to be dropping the footage in and individual resolve and then transcoding it out to ProRes. You don't have the time, especially if you don't have the computer to compute the bandwidth of editing all this stuff down, So I would say that could be a con. I wish I hope Blackmagic gives us an update and at least gives us 8K ProRes or 4K ProRes or 6K ProRes or something with ProRes in it so that we can have our own, copies. Do I have a regret using the camera? No. Do I have a regret not getting what I need in order to make the camera work the best way? Yes. So I would say, if you are gonna rent out this camera, make sure you rent out what you need. And if you're gonna buy this camera, make sure you buy what you need for the camera in order to do the things you need it to do. All right, so now I'm gonna let some sample clips roll. But before I do that, if this video brought you any value, please consider liking the video and also subscribing to the channel if you wanna grow your vision as a filmmaker. So like I said in every video, don't forget to protect your vision and know that God is love. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.